This is a short tutorial on just creating a list of strings in Python. So this correlates to challenge 3.3 short string list. So what is Codio asking us to do here? It's asking us to create our own array of strings. We can call the array whatever we like. The array of strings should contain 3 elements, AAA, BBB, CCC, and we can output the list. Well, there's a couple different ways we can do this. We could simply say mylist equals AAA, BBB, CCC. Now, this is pretty simple and easy. We know what the information is, and we also know that when we create a list like this, the syntax is very simple. It's a left open square bracket followed by whatever piece of information we want. Now in this case we're told that the information is AAA, BBB, and CCC. So that's all we do. We put in it, and we have to make sure we comma separate it. So if I don't comma separate it, I'll get an error, and I'll show you in a minute what that error is. But then we're going to print my list. So that's all we have to do here. And my program output was correct. Now let's see what happens when I do a couple of different things. Let me remove a comma. Okay? So when I remove a comma, I get the output was incorrect. I still get a valid list, but the list doesn't contain what I think it did, because Python did something interesting here. What Python did is it said, oh, wait a minute, I have a list and I have these 2 strings, but I have no comma in between them. So I'm just going to make them a single string, because that's obviously what the person creating it wanted to do, while it was not what I wanted to do. So I have a comma there, and it's right. Now what if I put something else there? What if I put a semicolon there? Let's see what happens if I put a semicolon there. Well, if I put a semicolon there, I get a syntax error, which is exactly what I should get. Well, let's see if I get the same thing if I put a colon there, and I get a syntax error. So it has to be a comma. As we see here, these lists have to be comma separated. Now let's say what happened if I forget my end bracket. If I forget my end bracket, I get another syntax error. Now again, this one is going to be interesting because it tells me my syntax error this time is on line 5. But it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with line 5, because there isn't. What has happened is that Python didn't know where to stop. It saw an open square bracket, but it didn't see a closed square bracket. So it just kept trying to put everything underneath it into that list. And it can't put print my list into the list. So that's where it tells us it's an error. But in truth, the error is on line 3. And it's because we forgot a square bracket. So those are some debugging tips on when you're creating a list. So this has been a short tutorial on creating just an array of strings, and this correlates to 3.3 short string list in Codio.